Good morning. How are you doing today? It is cold and it is winter. Actually, technically, it's not winter yet, is it? No. It's late fall and I don't know, I've had some things laid at my feet recently that have given me pause for thought. And I feel like I've been kind of in a holding period for a while. I don't know. And it feels like things are beginning to move. And so I want to get excited, but at the same time, I don't want to think too much because I have a propensity for that. So it's a matter of me calming myself down constantly and just being present in the moment so that I can fully enjoy and reap the blessings and rewards of whatever is coming in any given moment. That all being said, today I'm reading from the Gospel of Matthew. It's chapter 11, verses 16 through 19. Jesus said to the crowds, "To what shall I compare this generation? It is like children who sit in the marketplace and call to one another. We played the flute for you, but you did not dance. We sang a dirge, but you did not mourn. For John came neither eating or drinking, and they said, 'He is possessed by a demon.' The Son of Man came, eating and drinking, and they said, 'Look, he is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners.' But wisdom is vindicated by her works." Now, one of the things that I always find quite amusing is the Bible gets a bad rap for how women are treated. But at the same time, when God speaks, or Jesus speaks, and speaks of wisdom, it's always framed as a female. Wisdom is framed. So I always, and I'm not even going to go into the whole gender stuff or anything like that, but I just, whenever I read and I read about wisdom and then it refers to it in, with a female pronoun, I'm just like, no, cool. Because I do. I think there's a reason why there's male and female, and I'm going into gender, and I said I wasn't going to do it, but I think just to shorten it up real quick, I think there's a reason why there's male and female, and I think what we often overlook is that man is made in the image of God, and woman is made in the image of God, and they come together to create life. They can't create life on their own, and only God can create life on his own. And I think that's kind of a thing to ponder upon. I don't know. So nonetheless, they're saying, Jesus is saying, what's going on here? I could take this a few different ways, but what's jumping out at me today is that as far as the children in the marketplace, there have been many times in my life where I've prayed and I don't think that God answers my prayer because I don't get the result I want. Or it's not blatantly apparent. And that can be frustrating. And, when you're taught that God loves you and that he wants to take care of you and everything, and you pray to him and it seems like you go unnoticed, it's hurtful. But I think what it's pointing out here is that, we may share our life with God, but just because we don't get the answer we want, because he doesn't dance for us or he doesn't mourn with us the way we expect him to, doesn't mean he's not answering our prayers. I think sometimes God when he answers quickly. I think sometimes he answers in ways, though, that we don't expect. He's not going to come down in a big, loud, booming voice. I think sometimes it's hard because God answers with a journey. You have a question, you ask for something, okay, we're going to go on a journey. And that's what I feel like I'm going through right now. I'm going on a journey. And I'll be honest, I'm not one who really likes to travel. If you talk to my wife, it's like when it's time to leave, I want to hurry up and go. When I'm there, it's fine, but when it's time to go home, I don't like long goodbyes. Like, okay, pack up, let's go. And everybody's like hugging for 15 times, and I'm just like, okay, let's go, it's time to go. um, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that. I got well, maybe, but whatever. Anyway, the other thing is it's kind of backed up by the idea of, John came and they said he was possessed by demons, and he didn't. He fasted, and Jesus came and Jesus wasn't fasting, and they said he was a drunkard and he hung out with the wrong types of people. But wisdom is vindicated by her works. I think, we need to look at the bigger picture of what we're doing and what God is doing, and spend some time pondering with God and pondering about God, because his ways are not our ways, but his way is right and just, and he sees all the pieces on the chessboard. We see, the next, in the score of things, the next maybe 5 minutes. We might have plans for a month out or a year out or whatever, but we only see what's right in front of us. God sees it all. And so when we put questions or ask, for help at his feet, he's going to take that into consideration of the big picture. And that's not always easy. And so we need to look at his works and try to see things through his eyes, to lighten our frustration and to open our hearts to love. And that's all I got to say about that.